Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons in our College World Series that we are going into here as we are in the regional matchup being hosted by Coastal Carolina, and this one is going to be a good matchup. It is the best 2 out of 3 here to advance to the Super Regional round. Now, we were kind of a shock team to come in. We had to sweep the Hawkeyes there in the last episode to be able to qualify for this. So the fact we pulled off those 3 wins in a row kind of gives us a little bit of a hot streak coming into this game, which is good for us. But we'll have to see how things shape out because Coastal Carolina finished with the same record as we do, so we are pretty evenly matched. Now here coming into this one in the bottom of the 4th inning, Lloyd Pena is on the mound and he is pitching a doozy. Right there, he just got his 5th strikeout and we're still just in the bottom of the 4th. And when you have a pitcher that's on point like him, it makes things a little bit easier for yourself, to say the least. And coming up, facing off against Wilson Phillips, who has a pretty power hitter for Coastal. And, you know, he's up pretty much on point, but that one, he goes chasing after the curveball down and away. Whiffing on that one, making it 0-2 here. Lloyd Pena trying to get his 6th strikeout in 4 innings, and he's going to get that one notched up. Got him looking right there. A backwards K on the board. Phillips didn't see it coming. 3 pitches in a row to him. 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. Now we're going to advance on here to the top of the 5th. Richie Murphy will be getting us started out. He is 0 for 1 with a flyout earlier in the day. And so coming into this, Murphy's been a pretty good asset for us on the base path. It's just we got to make sure to get him there. Now coming into that pitch, bounced off the dirt, the slider. Solomon Hood for the Coastal Carolina had a pretty good season for him coming into today, but right now he just seems to be a little bit off and has a count behind at 2-0 as they stand in for the 2-0 delivery. He's going to hit that one right down the first baseline. It gets scooped up by the first baseman, who for some reason didn't want to go charging for the bag and threw it over to Hood, who did cover for him and is going to get him out right there. Now Marco Luciano is going to come to the plate. He is 1 for 1, got a single earlier in the 3rd inning. Longhorns do have 4 hits in this game. No runs, though the game is tied at 0 apiece. And that first pitch, Luciano is going to come in down lower in the section of the strike zone, but still for a strike, and 0-1 is the count. Now Hood gets set and comes home with the next pitch inside, but Luciano did check up on it, but they're going to say he did go after the appeal down to first. So the count is evened up at 1-1. Now Hood getting set, got his pitch, and he's going to come home with the 1-1 delivery. Just in the zone, a little bit high up there. You know, that's a tough pitch to swing at to get good solid contact, so Luciano lets that one go. And now the count is 1-2. And now he hits a hard line drive right up the middle. Is it going to be able to fall down? And it does. It had a little more height on it than what you'd like to see from a line drive, but hey, it dropped in front of the center fielder, and he's got another hit. He's 2 for 2 on the day. And I mean, you can tell he knew he didn't get all of that one. That's probably why he's actually standing on first. Now Chris Gomez comes to the plate, 0 for 2. And boom, not anymore. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. 0 for 2, not anymore. Chris Gomez, 2-run blast, no doubt about it, to left field. He got a hold of that first pitch. And the Longhorns have let some good first pitches go by, but Gomez said not anymore, not today, as he drives that one out for a 2-run homer, and he's going to break this 0-0 tie here in the top of the 5th inning. Just saw that coming in. Beautiful swing and contact on it. And out it went, the little bat flip there. Just a nice, powerful shot. 363 feet right there to that left field corner. So now that Longhorns lead 2-0, there's still 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Kevin Nagg comes to the plate. He hits a high, deep drive to center. But they get up underneath that one, and they do scoop that one up easily. Can of corn, as the old saying goes. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Doug Clemens comes to the plate. He is 0 for 2 on the day. He was one of the better hitters for this Longhorns offense, but seeming to struggle so far tonight. First pitch comes in easily for a strike right there. It's one of those pitches you really want to swing at when you get the opportunity. Now the 0-1 delivery. He hits a liner down left field side. It lands fair. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Clemens, he's rounding first, and he's going to be standing up at second with a standing double here to keep this fifth inning extended, as he's now in scoring position. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. He just got turned on that one, and just that ball lands within inches of being foul, and you can see it right here on the replay. Just barely makes it into the field of play, and as it goes rolling all the way to the fence. Now Ruben Spoon comes to the plate. He lets that first pitch go by. 0-1 is the count to him. Man, some of these are pretty good looking first pitches. That one may have been a little lower in the zone, probably trying to get that ground out going, but not on the second pitch. He throws it inside, and Spoon takes it to the left center, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Clemens will score. Spoon goes standing up at second as the throw comes in a little wild, but Spoon, not known for being very swift of foot, smartly stays at second base, and he's got an RBI double. The Longhorns now lead 3-0. Back-to-back doubles for this Longhorns offense has extended their lead from the 2-run homer hit by Gomez earlier to make it now 3-0 here in the top of the fifth inning. So now here comes Darrell Sims to the plate. He's also 0 for 2 on the evening, and that first pitch goes by again. It looks like he's just tempting him. You know, just tempting them to swing at these things. But they're not falling forward immediately. So 0-1 is the count. And Hood gets set and comes home with that one. He's going to line that one right over the shortstop's head. That's going to get going into the outfield. Spoon will score. Sims rounds in first and goes sliding into second. Darrell Sims with his first hit of the day. And that's going to extend this lead out even more to 4-0. So back-to-back doubles here in this one has got the Longhorn lead up to 4 runs now. Sims, great job getting over there to second. No doubt about trying it. And that's actually going to cause them to pull out Hood. Had a pretty good first 4 innings of this game. I mean, he had before this one he allowed 4 hits, but no runs on board. Now Coastal is going to bring in a Rich Morales to try to close this inning out at least. He's facing Manuel Dixon, who's 2 for 2 on the day. And Morales being a little submarine-style sidearm pitcher. That one threw us off right there. That first pitch comes in for a strike. Not known for throwing the heat, but he is pretty accurate for the most part. And the 0-1 delivery. Dixon turns on that one and lines it foul into the stands. Kind of hope someone didn't get hit by that. That was a hard-hit foul ball. So the count is now 0-2, though, to Dixon. Morales comes home with the pitch, and he lets that one go. That just barely misses the zone. Down low for a ball. That's going to make the count 1-2. This is the first of 3 games available. First team to win 2 advances. Dixon swings and fouls that next pitch off. He's got his timing a little bit off. He's just slightly too early on all of these pitches. Now the 1-2 delivery. He pulls another one down the left field side. That's going to land fair. Another run will score. Dixon rounding first, and he's going to be standing at second. Is that the 4th double in a row hit by this Longhorn offense, and the Longhorns now lead 5-0. 5-0. They've extended this thing out in the 5th inning. Their offense has exploded, and they have got an eye for these Coastal pitchers at this point. You want to get to the relievers. The Longhorns have gotten to them, and it looks like it's starting to pay off at this point. Now Shavit's trying to get into the mix, hits a hard one to left field, but they will get up underneath that, and it will be out number 3, and the 5th inning will end. Longhorns have 5 runs on 10 hits, while Carolina's only got the 1 hit in the game, Lloyd Pena, sending them home often. And in fact, we're going to advance up here to the bottom of the 8th. Lloyd Pena is still in the game. This is still a 1-hit game. Coming up here into the bottom of the 8th, Lloyd Pena has pitched a doozy today. He's at 73 pitches here in the 8th inning, and he's got Michael Cruz at an 0-2 count to get this one started off. And it's swing and a miss, and that's going to be strikeout again. Another one goes down, the 10th strikeout for Pena he's gotten tonight, and these hitters have no idea what's coming. The slider is being incredibly effective, especially coming on the inside part of the plate for these right-handers. Now Mariano Bravo, who's hitless tonight, comes to the plate, and he fouls that first pitch off. That's going to make the count 0-1. here with 1 out in the 8th inning. Fouled off the second pitch now, 0-2. They still cannot seem to keep up, knowing where he's pitching it, what his speeds are going to be, and he's still throwing pretty hard. Now Lloyd Pena gets him to ground over to Gomez, who scoops it up, and that's an easy out right there, barring an error. So, like I said, Pena, he's got him guessing, and he's still throwing heat. That cutter came in at 94 miles an hour, and he's in the bottom of the 8th inning. He's almost 80 pitches into this outing, and he is sticking tough through it. Now, 2 outs here in the 8th inning. That first pitch comes in for a strike there just at the top of the zone, barely edging it out, making the count 0-1 to Diego Parra. And Parra grounds over to Luciano. He should be able to scoop this one up and get him out easily. Parra now 0 for 3, and the 8th inning over here. Lloyd Pena is still in, trying to get the complete game. 1-hit shutout here in the first game of the regional matchup. Coastal Carolina hosting us in this one. Now we are going to advance up to the bottom of the 9th. The score remains the same, 7-0 in the Longhorns' favor. Ray Grady's going to come to the plate. He lets that first pitch go by on the outside edge. That's going to be a strike. 0-1 now, the count to Grady. And that's been a key point for Pena in these outings, is he's getting out in front. He's getting a lead, getting ahead in the counts, and he's able to be aggressive because we do have a 7-0 lead now. So 0-2 to Grady. The pitch comes in, swing and a miss, and that's going to be another strikeout for him. Mark another K down. His 11th of the night. 11 strikeouts, and you see why he's starting off basically the postseason for us and the way he's able to shut teams down. Lloyd Pena did have about a 15-8 record this season, so he was one of our top pitchers that we have on the team. And he's worked quickly now to an 0-2 count here to Jose Chavez, the leadoff hitter for Coastal, and he's 1 for 3 on the night as well. That pitch comes in. He's going to go down looking. Strikeout number 12. 9 innings. Almost 9 innings. So far, 2 outs in the 9th, but basically 9 innings, 12 strikeouts. And he's only given up 1 hit. This is an absolutely phenomenal performance. Anybody that loves pitching should love seeing him pitch right now. Facing off against Ken Iwamura, who's 0 for 3 on the day, struck out earlier in the 6th inning, and he's facing a 10-game hit streak coming into this one. Is at risk. And the count is, he fouls that pitch off down past third base. The count is now 0-2. Yeah, there's a little note. He's got a 10-game hit streak at risk in this one. Now Pena comes home with the 0-2 delivery. He's going to hit a little blooper to right field, and it will actually drop. Murphy unable to get to it. Iwamura does extend his hit streak, and that's going to be the 2nd hit for Coastal on this night. We're going to keep Lloyd in, though. I'm not going to take him out just yet. I mean, 2 hits. We got a 7-run lead. Lloyd's going to be able to finish this one off. He's earned the right to do that. Facing off against Coastal's number 3 hitter, Eduardo Gonzalez, who's 0 for 2 in this game, and he also walked in the 1st inning. Swing at that second pitch. The count is now 0-2 here, as Gonzalez is struggling to keep this inning alive. The 0-2 delivery from Pena. He fouls that one right past first base and over by his team's bullpen, keeping the count at 0-2, but he's keeping himself alive. Pena, 92 pitches now, comes in, fouls off another one. The fans that are still remaining are trying to hope for a miracle here. As Pena comes home with it, it's going to be grounded right over to Gomez. He throws it on to Luciano. Game 1 is in the books, 7-0. Complete game, 2-hit shutout by Lloyd Pena. What a performance by that kid. And this offense just exploded in the 5th inning. But when you have a pitcher that's only going to give up 2 hits, get 12 strikeouts in a complete game shutout, you know, we didn't need the whole 5th inning. As soon as Gomez hit that home run, this game was over. And Pena did not let them ever get comfortable in that batter's box at all. So he did go 9 innings pitched, giving up 2 hits and 0 earned runs. Well, the Longhorns got 7 runs on 15 hits and the victory in Game 1. Now that is going to set us up for Game 2. We will need to try to get a win here to complete the sweep. You do not want to come into a situation where you have got to win a Game 3 pivotal on the road, it's just not really where you want to be. So we need to come through and win in Game 2 big time. Our hitting came alive. We needed to come alive earlier in the games instead of right in the middle, because God knows what can happen in the beginning. But hey, it's good to see the bats, making contact and driving the ball into the outfield and into the gaps. Because we do have speed. We got intelligent base runners. We got kids who can make things happen. We just got to make sure they have that opportunity to do so. And so a lot of big hits there by Dixon, Gomez. The fifth inning, like I said, we just completely exploded out. So that was great to see by this Longhorn team, and it's going to give us a Game 1 win. So now we are going to advance on up to game number 2 here, being hosted by Coastal. We do lead this series 1-0. It is a best out of 3. If we can take this one tonight, let's just advance on over to the Super Regional. And if we do advance after this game, we will be facing TCU in the Super Regional. Right now, there's 2 Super Regional teams are Tennessee and TCU. We were the lowest rated, I guess you could say, wild card team to get in. So we will face off against a conference foe, the Horned Frogs of TCU, if we can pull out a win. Now the teams are coming set here to take the field in this one. So game number 2 getting ready to get underway here. Julio will be on the mound for Coastal in this one to get game 2 started. And it should be a pretty good one in the making. He's had 33 starts. He's 16-9 on the season with only a 3.0 ERA. Pitched 219 innings and has 115 strikeouts. Now for the Longhorns, a man that we've seen a couple times in this series so far, Brian Silva will be starting out on the mound for the Horns. And we're going to jump into this thing in the bottom of the second. 1 out here in the bottom. Michael Cruz is to the plate. Coastal does have 1 man on first base, though. And so Silva's got to get out of this situation, as that pitch is going to be fouled deep down the left field side and out of play and out of the field, evening the count at 1-1. Silva holds on. They go for second. He throws it down, and he's going to get him at second base. They tried for the steal, and Ruben Spoon was having none of it. None at all. And look at that. His catcher pop time is 1.7 seconds. And really 18.5 miles per hour is fast in general, but when your catcher throws like Spoon, you got to be running about 20 miles per hour if you want to be safe. Coastal being aggressive on the base path has kind of bounced back on him. And that hit gets rolled over there to Kevin Na. He makes a diving stop. And Cruz is actually going to reach safely. Man, it makes you wonder if they just hadn't tried that steal, they would have 2 guys on right now with only 1 out. Now Mariano Bravo is going to come to the plate here in his first at bat in this game. And the first pitch does go by for a strike. So Silva comes in with the second pitch. It's going to be fouled off over by the Coastal bullpen down the right side there. Bravo 0 for 3 in the last game, trying to turn his postseason around. And he fouls off another one. He's almost got Silva's timing down. Silva comes in throwing pretty good heat. His slider comes in at 92 miles per hour. And that's what makes it kind of hard to catch up with, because it has that motion. His sinker comes in around the same speed, so you don't really know what that ball is going to do. And now he swings and misses on that one, and that's going to be a strikeout, and the second inning is over. Brian Silva gets himself out of trouble. A little help from Spoon, a little help from the batters, and that was a good pitch. The Longhorns are still hitless here as we go to the third inning. Coastal with 2 hits and 0 runs. Longhorns 0 hits and 0 runs. And on that note, we will advance up to the top of the 4th inning. Chris Gomez is 0 for 1 on the day, but he had a similar situation last night before hitting a 2-run shot. And there goes another blast to deep left center. And that one is going to get down before the wall. Gomez is rounding first over to second, and he stays at second. He probably could have gotten all the way over to third, but he made the smart move. It's time to be a little bit more intelligent. We do have the 1-game leeway, so let's get as many guys on base and try to drive runs home that way. So Gomez stands at second with a stand-up double in this one. to lead off the top of the fourth inning. Now here comes Kevin Na to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the evening as well. And he lines that one over to the first baseman who digs it. What a great play by the first baseman to get Na out. However, the base runner does move over to third though. So now we got 90 feet away from Gomez getting across home plate. And Doug Clemens comes to the plate, a powerful hitter for the Longhorns, one of the more successful ones during the regular season. Now facing off against Jose Julio. First pitch comes in. He drives that one right up the middle. That's going to get down for a base hit. Gomez will score. Clemens stands on first with an RBI single. And the hitting is starting to come alive. If you're Coastal, you got to have flashbacks to last night. You know, that this type of situation happening at this point of the game is so similar. This is the fourth inning. Last game was the fifth inning. But, it's starting to repeat itself here. Now, Ruben Spoon comes to the plate 0 for 1 on the day as the first pitch comes outside to him, a changeup, just outside of the edge of the plate. The count is 1-0. Julio checking on Clemens, but doesn't have to do that too much. He's not done for stealing. And Spoon gets a hold of that one. He blasts that to deep left. No doubt about it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. 395 feet. That ball came off at 107 miles per hour. That had some heat going to it. You could hear it whistling through the air around the whole ballpark as that thing went flying out of this field. And the Longhorns now lead 3-0. Talk about a repeat of last night. Spoon tonight, Gomez last night. And the Longhorns, man, their bats are starting to come alive, and this is when they get dangerous. You know, coming off that 3-win sweep of Iowa leads you to be a team that's kind of hitting pretty hot, that's playing incredibly good baseball, and that's a dangerous team to face in the playoffs. Now Sims comes to the plate, and he's going to line out over there to second base. He got a pretty good contact on it. Just couldn't get too much lift in it. Ends up being caught by the second baseman. Now here comes Emmanuel Dixon, who had a great night last night, but he's 0 for 1 tonight in this game. Julio comes home with that first pitch. Is going to be inside a fastball coming in at around 98 miles per hour. Pretty brave to be by Dixon just to be standing there as that ball comes across. But the count is 1-0. Now Julio comes home with the next pitch. Dixon hits a little dribbler over to third. They scoop that one up and get that one over to first. And the inning is ended, but damage has been done. Spoon, 2-run blast. Longhorns now lead 3-0 with 3 runs on 3 hits. Coastal has 0 runs on 2 hits here in a 3-0 ball game as we continue in game 2. Now here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Silva is still on the mound. Wilson Phillips comes to the plate. He's 1 for 1 earlier. We watched him get thrown out at second. That first pitch is going to be fouled off down the right field side there, almost into the bullpen, but just over him. So 0-1 is the count. Silva gets set and comes home with the next pitch. He hits the one over to right center field. Bromberg chasing it, dives and misses. It's going to bounce off to the wall. They scoop it up and fire that one in. He's going to be in there with a stand-up double. So leading off the 5th inning, Wilson Phillips gets his second hit of the night. He doesn't want his season to be over early. And he drives that one to right center field. Almost a fantastic play by Bromberg. And we're starting to see some players that were more on the practice team get their opportunities here in the postseason, whether due to injuries or guys just really being ready to actually take that next step. And so now Michael Cruz comes to the plate, and the first 2 pitches have led the count to be 1-1 apiece here. Silva having to keep an eye on Phillips. He does have some speed. And Cruz will swing and miss at that third pitch, making the count 1-2. Now Silva gets set and comes home. Fouled off down the right side there. Got a late swing on that one. He's starting to guess what's coming in, and that's where you need him to be at. With 1-2 deliveries, fouled off again. His fastball still coming in at 99 miles per hour here in the 5th inning. 1-2 delivery. It's got him. Got him looking right there in the bottom corner. The off-speed pitch, he didn't see it coming. Now we're in the 5th inning, and that's the 6th strikeout. These first 2 pitchers for the Longhorns in our rotation, they are doing phenomenal. Pena last night, Silva tonight, and the strikeouts are just coming. These Carolina these Coastal Carolina batters just don't know what is coming at them and when he's going to throw it. And the count is now 1-1 after that pitch gets called for a strike lower in the zone. And that's another thing. They're painting the corners. These are not simple pitches that are right down the middle. They are painting the black as good as any of the best pitchers that we've ever seen in our lifetime, such as Greg Maddux do. Now that the count is 1-2 to Bravo, Silva comes home with it. He's got him looking again. Go from, 6 strikeouts to 7. We're here in the 5th inning, and he's now got 7 strikeouts. And that's another one that's going to be a backwards K because he's looking. Now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Phillips got him started, and they're going to ground out over to Gomez, who tosses that on to first. Out number 3, 5th inning over here. Silva pitching a dandy as well. Phillips had him started with an opening double, but they just could not do anything after that at all. So after 5, it is going to be 3-0 Longhorns. Now we advance on up to the bottom or top of the 6th inning. 2 outs here. Kenny Godfrey has come in for Coastal. Daryl Sims is at the plate. Longhorns still lead 3-0. However, we do have our runner on first base right now. Now Sims gets set. Or Sims is ready and waiting. 1-0 delivery. Sims drives that deep to left field. That's got some go. Will it carry over the fence? And it will. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Daryl Sims lifts that one over and out of here for another 2-run shot for this Longhorn offense. And they now lead 5-0. Sims wasn't sure if he got a hold of all of that one, but it just kept drifting back and back and back until it finally crossed out and fell on the other side of the fence. And now the Longhorns lead 5-0. There's 2 outs in the 6th inning. But we just added on a 2-run blast there. As that one cleared right as the wall starts to go up to the upper portion of center field. He got just over that. And so that inning would end up being still being 5-0 here. As we come to the bottom of the 6th inning, Coastal with a man on first. Jose Chavez at the plate, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Silva trying to get out of this one as they ground that over to Knott. He scoops it up, throws to Gomez. He fires it over to Clemens at first. What a double play here, turned by the Horns. A 5-4-3, and that's going to help Silva out big time as there's now 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ken Iwamura comes to the plate riding an 11-game hit streak after he got that one in the bottom of the 9th inning last night. He's 0 for 2 tonight, though. And so once again, it is in danger. First pitch comes in for a strike. Count is 0-1. And the second pitch gets called for a strike. A 98-mile-an-hour fastball up and in the zone. That's a tough one to hit. Now the 0-2 delivery by Silva. Swing and a miss. He got him chasing that off speed. And that's going to be another strikeout here. That's 8 strikeouts for Silva in the 6th inning. And, man, the count of Ks just keeps going up. Now we come to the bottom of the 8th inning. Score remains 5-0. No outs. Silva still on the mound. Now he's not known for going as long as Pena is, but he's at least earned the right for this inning. And the count is now 0-2 to Cruces, who's watched a couple of them go by. The 0-2 delivery, he's going to swing and give it a go at that one. Bromberg chasing into foul territory, unable to catch up with it, so the count will remain at 0-2. Silva gets set and comes home with the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be another strikeout here by the Longhorn pitching staff. His 10th strikeout on the night. So far, and this game's not even over with, we're looking at 22 strikeouts between these two starting pitchers here for the Longhorns. Now, we do have guys up in the bullpen, and we are looking to probably bring one in at the start of the next inning. Silva, his arm is starting to wear out. We give the kid credit, though. He's fighting through it. He's had 84 pitches on the day, still throwing first pitch strikes. Mariano Bravo has watched the first 2 go by, and that's something I've noticed. They're not being very aggressive at the plate. And so now here comes the 0-2 delivery. Swing, and he hits that one over to Sims in left field. He's chasing it down. Sims is going to make that catch. He just came on that one, just could not make good contact. But you find yourself in an 0-2 situation in these games, it makes you desperate to swing, which will lead to more strikeouts. So now the pitcher to Diego Parra, who's 0 for 2 on the night. That first pitch comes in as a strike to him as well. 0-1 is the count. He's going to hit a high one down the right side there. That's going to be foul if Bromberg doesn't catch it, and he doesn't. So the count is now 0-2. Silva comes set, delivers the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be lined over to Clemens, who makes the catch there in foul territory. Doug Clemens with the play on that one. Silva will get out of the 8th inning. So Longhorns still lead 5-0 on 5 hits. Coastal's got 4 hits and 0 runs. Now to the bottom of the 9th, Howard Rodriguez is going to come in to try to finish this game off here for the Longhorns. Silva's arm just did not have anything left in it at the end of that 8th inning. Rodriguez's first pitch to Grady is going to be fouled off, and you want to talk about a speed difference. Silva's pitches, fastballs are around 99. Rodriguez's fastballs are at about 90, 91. So not a knock on Rodriguez. This is what's going to keep them guessing here. 1-1 is the count. That ball comes in, called for a strike. Count is now 1-2, just on the edge of the zone. Rodriguez with the 1-2 delivery is going to be fouled up behind home plate by Grady, who's staying alive. He's 1 for 2 on the night as well. Rodriguez in the 0-2 delivery, swinging, and that's going to be a miss. A strikeout for Rodriguez. Another one for this Longhorns pitching staff. And these guys, man, this pitching staff is doing a phenomenal job at this point. Now Jose Chavez comes in 0 for 3 on the day. Man, this has not been a good series for this youngster. 0 for 3, trying to just get something going and get on base. The second pitch to him is going to be called for another strike. The count is now 0-2. Rodriguez comes set. And, oh, man, he had the pitch on the inside. Rodriguez thought he got him, but just was not meant to be. So the 1-2 delivery inside just barely. Again, you've got to be kidding me. Everything's evened up at 2 apiece. And swing, that's going to be popped up foul down the right side there. Clemens giving chase, unable to make it with a diving effort on that one. So now the 2-2 delivery from Rodriguez. Swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 2 in the 9th inning. Longhorns 1 out away from advancing here to face TCU in the Super Regional in Fort Worth. Ken Iwamura, 11-game hit streak on the line. 0 for 3 tonight. Rodriguez, first pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Current hit streak, 10 games. It was 10 games last night. Update yourself, stat line, would you? 0 for 3. Check to swing again, but that one was outside, and they're not going to give it to us. Counts even up at 1 apiece. 1-1 delivery. He's going to hit a grounder over to Luciano. Scoops that one up, fired it over to Clemens, and the Longhorns will win. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Being a long shot to reach the playoffs, and now they're in a super regional matchup. The season is just still continuing. What a way to turn these things around, and what a way to keep it going. Now, that does remind me, if y'all have not hit the subscribe button, definitely go ahead and do so. If you did like today's video, excited for the remainder of the College World Series playoffs, I'm going ahead and hit that thumbs up button and give us a like on this video. And don't forget to hit that bell notification icon for all of our content that we do upload here. So the Super Regionals will be Texas A&M versus Tennessee. We will travel to Fort Worth to play TCU. Stanford will be down there to face off against Michigan. Michigan, UCLA will be facing off against Miami. So I will see y'all in the next episode in the Super Regionals, everybody. So as always, stay safe, and well, y'all know how it goes from here, right? Later, y'all.